Game 3, guys, for the GEST Finals Invasion MUFC. This is First Departure's last chance to redeem themselves. Invasion MUFC taking 2 games. Both games, I can say, well, I won't say outdrafted, but they kinda are outplayed. First Departure just not playing aggressive enough. And I'm your host, like Santa Zenora, and I'm bringing you your English coverage for tonight. But joining me, of course, is Vicamon. If I got his name right, yeah. I heard you are a caster with a lot as well. I heard some of the guys in Twitch saying, is that true?
Wait, a caster from where?
No, you cast with Villat.
10 seconds remaining.
No. They were making fun of me. I've never casted with Villat. I'd like to at some point. I do know Russian, but his Russian is way better than mine is.
Okay, yeah, so Twitch trolling as usual. So, shout out to all you guys, 4,000 guys there in the chat. It's great to have you all here from BTS1, BTS2, wherever you are from, Singapore, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, or even from the Western world. Welcome, good morning, good evening to you. This is First Departure's last chance. Split pushing versus Superior Tactics. Superior Tactics have triumphed twice this game. Miracle did try for a lot of ninja moves in the previous game, but it didn't work out too well. Bans and picks, very similar. So, Vicamon, you want to tell us something about yourself?
About myself? Well, I've been casting a couple tournaments. In terms of Eastern tournaments, I've been casting the Netherlands Pro League. We saw some interesting games. Both of these teams actually were in that tournament. First Departure got eliminated by Orange. MUFC are through to the grand final. So I'm interested to see what they do here. I do think you commented in between games, I don't know if the stream actually heard, but one area in which MUFC I think really excel relative to FD is the versatility of their drafting.
Yeah,
First Departure's lineups are a little bit predictable compared to what sort of Winter, the master strategist, can sort of pull out, and I just feel like their hero pool is a little bit deeper. And so FD, I think it's just going to be the same sort of thing this game, but if they can execute better, I think they still have a shot.
Yeah, First Departure, they really have to pull something out of their butts right now, out of that magic hat. I don't care if it's a rabbit, is anything, but here's the rabbit right here. Koto finally going into their lineup. First Departure, their support hero of choice. Shadow Demon is going to be the counter up from MUFC. That's Winter's hero, no
smart.
doubt.
The Shadow Demon it's a couple of things. It's very effective just in general. It's one of the strongest supports. There's a lot of supports that you can pair together with Shadow Demon, obviously Leshrac Lina. The other thing about Shadow Demon is it makes it less likely that the other team is going to get Phantom Lancer for a hard carry. Obviously the Phantom Lancer Keeper the Light combination is something that's very popular, but Shadow Demon actually a fairly effective support against Phantom Lancer even in the late game because of his ability to generate illusions with disruption.
Yep. And we see Winter gonna pick up his Queen of Pain for the Yuan Yuan for the 3rd time in a row, and Miracle picks up the Naga Siren. Like I said, he should pick it up. He picks it up indeed, and this is kind of the pseudo PL with the song. So not going to go for just the Cancer Lancer here. Going to go for the Naga Siren instead, using illusions as well. But I've seen Miracle play the Naga Siren, man. He has some really dirty tricks with that guy. So Naga Siren, hopefully this will be very good. And Tinker immediately First Departure. This time not going to be giving any of the stalling heroes up for bans to MUFC. Miracle, if you notice this time, he's the one drafting. Lobby is back into the lobby here. It's no longer Heaven drafting, is Lobby, Hannah, Pelozon, as well as Scripted. I imagine they're trolling with the names again.
Yes.
It should be Pelozon, I'm not so sure. Yeah, but this time
the fourth one, it's the real Pelozon, and then the other Pelozon is Scripted. Now he's had that name for a while, and then I felt really bad because you had to cast when Pelozon changed his name to Achin, which is one of Scripted's aliases. So they each had each other's name, and I was like, that's the worst thing. The absolute worst thing for a caster to deal with is when 2 players have each other's names.
Yeah, just give me a moment, just go on with the draft. I have to change up the overlay, just put your name in there so that people don't misunderstand.
Yeah, I'll talk about the draft a little bit. So this Naga Tinker is very popular in the Southeast Asian metagame, A. B, the reason they draft this Tinker is Naga Siren, like a lot of heroes that can produce illusions, like Phantom Lancer, like Anti-Mage, is very effective at mid-game pushing. She's able to sort of, sorry about that sound, it's the printer. She's effective at sort of pushing with her illusions in the mid-game, really getting down towers. But Tinker is an excellent counter to that because he has fantastic anti-push, and he can be anywhere once he hits Boots of Travel. So picking up that Tinker gives First Departure both the ability to split push and sort of avoiding MUFC being able to counter it. Usually if you want Tinker in Southeast Asia, you have to draft it in the first 3 picks. Because if you don't, it always gets banned in the second phase. It's very, very rare that Tinker actually makes it out to phase 2. However, there are Tinker countermeasures. You can take things that teleport also to try to pick off the Tinker. We've seen some teams, I've never seen MUFC do this, but I have seen a few teams draft up Io as a Tinker counter to just jump directly on the Tinker and kill him. But MUFC, they might surprise us with something else. I do like this draft from FD. It gives them that sort of push that was MUFC honestly had trouble dealing with last game. They had an insane advantage, just an enormous advantage in terms of kills and money and XP and everything. But FD had this very clever, they used their Nature's Prophet as well as Juggernaut to just find the counter push, and for a while it seemed like they might actually backdoor. Of course, at the end, MUFC rolled over them, but it was the closest they got. And so they're going to try something a little bit like that, but with a more focused composition.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to stick with the split push. I said split push versus superior tactics. MUFC always have the tactics in my winter, the brilliant strategist, the general of his team. But now, the thing is that you mentioned something about the Tinker having countermeasures. I'm be very, very surprised if first departure don't ban out Storm Spirit in this second set of the bans. The last ban should be a Storm Spirit. One of those snipes for the Tinker is Storm Spirit. As well, Koto as well, going to be fearing that Storm Spirit pick up, because Storm Spirit can just run behind the enemy lines, ball behind the enemy lines, pick off that Koto, pick off the Tinker, and
sure.
Yeah, there you go,
So,
your defenses are down.
if they draft up a Storm Spirit, do you think that that would be Queen of Pain mid, Storm Spirit solo safe in an aggressive tri-lane?
Well, I would think Storm Spirit would be put mid against the Tinker. He can do moderately okay, but Tinker would of course go for the March build, harass him down. But
Yeah.
Storm Spirit should do fine if he does go for the Bottle Crow, and once he gets level 6 he can actually look for a kill on Tinker if Tinker opts for the Soul Ring. But otherwise he can go gank up the side lanes. But Queen of Pain can function in the tri-lane, can function in a off-lane condition as well. We've seen Chinese teams actually tri-lane him along with 2 supports as well. Try to get him in the safe farm, want the Queen of Pain to get up to those comfortable levels before she can gank out and throw out those sonic waves, the Scream of Pains, just to deal that burst damage in the mid game.
Right. So the burst damage is going to be fairly effective. Naga Siren, though, in the medium to long term, usually builds very tanky. So frequently we see things like Diffusal Blade, Heart of the... For some reason I was about to say Heart of the Storm. Heart of Tarask, and that gets her to the point where it's just much more difficult for Queen of Pain. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mentioned that they're going to have just a more focused pushing composition this time, and that's what Nature's Prophet gives you. Now with Tinker, Nature's Prophet, Naga Siren, this is so much global presence. If MUFC want to draft up that Storm Spirit, I think now is the time, basically. The other option, I'm still sticking with that they could go for an IO-based composition as well, but I've never seen MUFC do it, so it's more likely, I think, to be that 5th pick Storm Spirit, like you said. I think that's absolutely on point.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. IO is rarely picked up by MUFC, and usually IO, if he is to be picked up, he will be drafted with something else, not a Juggernaut. Because drafting a Juggernaut and an IO kind of feels weird to me. I'm not so sure, because Juggernaut doesn't really have a stun to combo up with Tether. Of course, I could be wrong; it could be done somewhere else. But I've not really seen it. And Jakiro will be the last pick here for first departure. Even adding more to the push element, the liquid fire, not auto fire, the liquid fire will be burning down those towers, slowing its attack speeds and just chipping it down bit by bit. Also adding the push element, Ice Path, also
It's
good
push,
for falling wave. Yep, Dual Breath, Ice Path, Auto Blast. First departure.
Jakiro clears out waves super quickly, and the main thing though is this liquid fire. They will just not fear the tower at all. I would actually expect this Jakiro play, probably going to be scripted on this, I would actually expect him to get Liquid Fire earlier than you usually see it at the professional level Jakiro, just because the slowdown on the tower attack speed is so significant in terms of making your push more effective. And MUFC actually draft up the AM, so they clearly don't fear the push too much.
Yeah,
this is an interesting choice.
It was either the AM or the Storm Spirit. That's what I was about to say. But First Departure didn't even ban the Storm, they didn't ban AM, they went Weaver, which is very weird to me because the Weaver is easily dealt with the Naga Siren as well. Even Mana Leak is actually very good on him, draining all his mana, making him unable to weave in and out of battles. So
right, the net though, absolutely. The ensnare that prevents movement is so effective against Weaver.
And of course,
although he can time lapse out of it, but yeah.
It does counter the invis in the early levels, it's going to be shutting him down. But again, as we see a bit too often nowadays, we see tri-lane against nothing versus tri-lane against nothing. It's something I like to call where all the offlane solos, they're supposed to be offlane solos, but they just end up in the jungle anyway, or they just end up without farm. But MUFC, they don't have a hero that can do that right now. If you notice, they have Juggernaut, who is a bit a bit of an oddball right now. He doesn't have a lane he can go to. It's gonna be an off lane Juggernaut. Last Baby will be on it. So I'll go through. Yeah, I'll be going through MUFC. You can go through Miracle's lineup.
Sure.
So Last Baby will be playing the Juggernaut. Would be an off lane Juggernaut if I'm not wrong. Gonna be a little bit like the Life Stealer on the off lane with the magic immunity, keeping him safe. And Yuan Yuan with the Queen of Pain. Winter Shadow Demon as always. Ling, his faithful partner, supporting him as the Lina. And Contrash player, the anti-mage with the cape, with the cool blades, gonna be chopping down this Trian. And yep, FD.
Alright. And on first departure, representing the Radiant, going for basically an all-in push composition. They're going to just get Boots of Travel on Tinker and then look to push down every single tower. We'll see how it works. Pelosan up in the middle with Tinker. He's moved off of the sort of Magnus teamfight and onto more of a sort of finesse, split push, teleport around hero. We'll see how that goes. In the tri-lane, we got Lubby on the Keeper of the Light, scripted on the Jakiro. People might see that he also has the name Pelosan, but it's just an alias. He's just trolling casters. And then Miracle will play up the carry Naga Siren that we have seen him play before very effectively. Finally, on the solo lane, or possibly in the jungle actually, we're going to see Hana reprising his role from the last game as Nature's Prophet.
Yep. Hopefully this time he doesn't die without buyout in the crucial moments. So, but this time I think they'll be getting a lot of towers. They have to get the towers down. If anti-mage gets up even a little bit amount of farm without them claiming too many towers, denying him the map control, things are going to go out of hand for them.
It does look like MUFC are going to run the aggressive try and then the anti-mage solo safe. And because Hana is going up into the jungle, this means completely free farm for Huntrash player, basically, early on.
Instant disruption here. Light Strider is going to land with the spin. Naga Siren might actually go down here, but with the high base armor of 6, he might actually know he's not going to survive Shadow Demon. Take the last hit. Lina will get the last hit on him. So Ling going to drop very low because of tower damage, but will survive that. Gets the first blood. That will be his boots.
It's a very worthy trade because, of course, Lubby, he was way, way, way far away from the fight when that began, and so he couldn't come in to reinforce. I actually think with the Illuminate, Ling would probably be dead. Still not a worthy trade for FD, just because you don't want to lose your carry in exchange for the support. But still, TFG, this is a dangerous lane. Shadow Demon Lina is one of the strongest sort of Shadow Demon dual aggressive lane combos you can have because of Disruption Light Strike. And then Juggernaut can just follow that right up, plus the magic immunity gives him a lot of play against
again.
Keeper.
Disruption goes off the start, and Light Strider Ray will be chaining off. Scripted will be going down. Ice Bomb throws out, tries to stall them up a little bit, but second kill goes the way of this tri-lane. Already this pushing lineup not working well for them, and also dying early in the game means Miracle won't have money for TP. Scroll unable to get there in time to save his buddy. So this tri-lane for Winter just absolutely stomping over Departure. One more kill like that, and they might actually just leave Miracle to be, and just send up the support to help Hannah and push away Huntrash player.
Right. It may be. I like that idea. It's really tough to actually survive in this lane simply because neither of your supports have any tactics whatsoever that work against Juggernaut. And Miracle, keep in mind, I actually don't know if I agree with this not starting with net, or not at least taking net at level 2. He actually picks up the mirror image, which it's not going to remove stuns.
Yep, and the net might actually buy his supports a little bit of time with Juggernaut being unable to move for 2 seconds. Kotal does have a really quick movement speed, might be able to get out of that, but Scripted with the 290 movement speed on Jakiro won't be getting out of the spin. Juggernaut does have a pretty quick movement speed as well, especially since he's going to get up the boots very shortly.
Right. Right now, MUFC, everything is working for them. I mean, just look at Miracle's last hits. They actually need this Naga to have a reasonable amount of farm, and right now he has 3 last hits. Look at the top where I said Huntrash player is going to have free farm. 16 last hits, 6 denies. That's free farm right there.
Yep, and he's going to go on Hannah here, disabling the Clarity Potion, knocking him down really low. Hannah's going to be phased out completely. Anti-Mage will have no problem against this Prophet. Prophet doesn't have the right click hard enough to actually push Huntrash player. Doesn't have the nukes, doesn't have the disables, and once Huntrash player hits level 6, he might net himself a solo kill as well. And we're already going to see an Ice Path. And a Kotal Blast actually does clear up the pull here, as well as the creep wave. A lot of experience going the way of Winter's tri-lane. So already looking bad for Departure here.
Absolutely, and I'm not surprised that FCSC is winning the middle lane either, because Tinker, Queen of Pain is actually somewhat favored against Tinker in the lane. She has great range, so she doesn't really worry about that march. If Tinker goes, if he goes Rockets Laser, he can actually sort of threaten to kill her, but we don't see Tinkers go Rockets Laser these days. It's all March of the Machines to actually get that farm, get those ancient stacks. And the March of the Machines Tinker is just, he's not favored. You see him behind by about a level already, relative to FCFC.
Yep. The thing is that even that the only thing going for Pelozon is perhaps he has the march to push down the creep, to nuke down the creep waves, try to get rune control, but against a hero like Queen of Pain, against Queen of Pain, you won't have a chance. Even if you're going to count out that Scream of Pain, she does have the blink, she will always reach the rune before you. And it's so far,
bottom.
Oh, Lina picks up another kill here, and Naga Siren goes down. This lane is over. They should be rotating out of there. Jakiro and Koto will not be finding anything out of this. The pulls are dangerous. They do not want to go this. Both supports have boots on the MUFC side, and Jakiro as well as Koto should be leaving this lane now. Apply some pressure on the Contrash player.
And Miracle still thinks that he can play aggressive in this lane, which I find very peculiar. Now 2 in Riptide, 1 in Mirror Image. I would love to see something in net. I don't know. I find the lack of ensnare somewhat curious, because even if you don't get the Juggernaut, you can sort of just misposition the Shadow Demon or the Lina so they can't get that combo. You see that now MUFC feels so confident that they secured this lane, they're leaving Too Fucking Good in his lane by himself and just starting to rotate the supports over, warding the rest of the jungle. They're actually counter-warding here. So this is very bad for Departure. They're going to feel uncomfortable leaving Miracle alone, so their supports can't go to reward this, which means no vision for Peloson, which means ganks on him, which means slower boots of travel.
Yep, of course, the last baby will be going to be farming on this Juggernaut right now, and the Shadow Demon and Lina are actually going very deep here in the middle lane, and Pelozon going to be sitting on the high ground there, going to be waiting.
Yeah.
And I
Twitch is saying you should turn up your mic. By the way, you're outbound.
Okay, I've got my mic up closer to my mouth now.
All right.
Yeah, it should be okay. Pelozon. Still keeping a distance here, does spot out Lina here, and he will get caught out. Disruption goes out, and this is a level 3 Lina with the Soul Catcher. Gonna miss a no, gonna hit on the Light Strike, and gonna be backing up. Scripted does come in with the Ice Path, gonna be landing some support. Laser goes out, Dual Breath actually does slow down Winter. Winter doesn't have boots, but they're not gonna give chase the issue here. And Queen of Pain actually does come in here. There's going to be nope, not gonna go on that. Yuan Yuan does come in here for the security.
That was actually very smart from both teams. Not pushing too hard. Either team could have lost players there if they had tried to sort of pursue their advantage, but good rotation from Scripted actually defending Peloson here. That's the thing, once they let up the pressure, once TFG is alone, you can sort of start moving your supports over as well. So that was very, very smart. That Ice Path basically saved Tinker there, in my opinion.
Yep, the Queen of Pain, if you notice, is level 7 right now, and Pelozon level 5. Well, he does hit level 6 now, but he was a full 2 levels behind. So it does show that the Queen of Pain is dominating him in the middle lane. I did see the chat call out that, oh, Mana Void goes on Hannah. Hannah might actually go down. If he does go for it, no, there's going to be TP in. Lina takes the last hit on that, and Hontrash will go down. No,
he doesn't have mana for Blink.
He's going to go down. But Rockets take the last hit, so Pelozon's going to get a kill. Not just... We'll get a kill, and not just Tower Gold. Going to be split among all. And here comes the double damage Queen of Pain. Going to be going Dual Breath on Yuan Yuan. Miracle on bottom lane. Going to be caught out by Juggernaut. Then Omni Slash Disruption goes out. This will be his death. Third time this game, base boots will chase him down. The high armor is not going to be saving you from this. So he did try to contest that little pull there. Not going to work for him. And another thing about the Riptide, he does go for 2 points in Ensnare now. I think he's been tuning into the cast. But the thing is that the 2 points in Riptide, not going to do you that much good. It does increase the damage by 30 and the armor reduction by 1. But the thing is that the 1 point of Riptide, the point you get in Riptide is for last hitting, I guess. You just go near the creep wave and just splash it down. 130 damage is more than enough to pick off any creeps. Last hits that no hero in the game will have 130 deny you. So
yeah, Riptide is a fantastic farming tool. It's Naga's premier last hitting tool. I was more confused about the one mirror, well, the more than one mirror image. Regardless, I think Miracle's build is fine now. The problem is that MUFC have pretty good map control. I would love to see some form of boots on Winter, just because he has been moving so well, but he's doing it at 295 movement speed, which is quite slow. One of the issues for Departure here, they actually are not that farm dependent relative to MUFC, so the fact that they basically lost all 3 lanes from farm is not the end of the world. but their pushing transition has to happen sooner rather than later. The thing about an all-in pushing composition like this is that while your pushing is in progress, you lose XP. So you're gaining levels much slower than the opposing team when you're pushing. So that means that in the early game, in the laning phase, you need better XP than the other team to balance that out. And right now they don't have that. They're kind of behind across every hero except Tinker.
Yeah. Because we did mention about being inflexible, and Yuan Yuan's going to spot out Scripted here, and Lozon will be going here. Ice Puff's going to miss. Yuan Yuan going to avoid that with really good footwork there, and Hannah will be rotating down. Like I said, this was like we said in the draft. Departure, they play well, but they're kind of mechanical. Winter just saw through their strat. He does pick up a very aggressive kind of lineup. Shadow Demon Lina, his favorite hero, of course, Shadow Demon. Going to be very good at applying pressure. Juggernaut as well, a mid-game hero. Going to be building the space, building the farm. Queen of Pain as well for the anti-mage to go into the late game. So late game security in the form of Hontrash player on the anti-mage. And also with the rotation from the supports, like I said, Lubby as well as the Jakiro should have been up top helping Hannah with the anti-mage, but they weren't. And now anti-mage looks towards looking towards a very quick Battle Fury soon, I think.
Trouble on the bottom for Lubby.
Bottom of middle lane, so Cotto does go down. And Yuan Yuan doesn't blow the ultimate for that as well. Just supports Winter as well as his friend Lina, Ling Lina there. Gonna have Laguna Blade soon as well. So once she gets Laguna Blade, Shadow Demon and Lina will be a two-man killing squad. Doesn't really need to co-op there anymore. And here comes Contrast player, gonna be chasing down Hannah. He does have mana void, so nope, not gonna chase it down.
Nature's Prophet's mana pool is actually not that big yet for mana pool to be Mana Void to be that huge of a deal. The issue, one of the big issues for First Departure right now is vision. If you check out the ward positioning of MUFC, they know I love this ward, by the way. This is very, very clever. Like seeing the area between the tier 1 and tier 2 lets Winter just find the perfect positioning. Look at Winter and Ling right now and where they're standing. They just want to prey on this middle lane, and I don't see how they can stop them.
Jakiro.
They're gonna spot out Scripted.
Yeah, and he gets caught out, and with the soul catcher up on him, very good ice pass blocking the entry here. But Yuan Yuan does not have his ultimate, catches the Soul Brave at the end there. Gonna catch a tower hit, will not die. And Tinker does get the Lina's dominating streak, so that will help towards his boots of treble fun. And he does have it right now.
Not having this tier 1 down actually cost them a lot there. It made it much harder to position, and the tier 1 tower actually did just as much damage as any member of First Departure. Like, tower MVP. They do have complete control of here, so you see that First Departure, none of their heroes have gone past this sort of parallel in like 5 minutes. And that's a problem. When you don't have access to your own jungle, it's very, very difficult. They're not going to push this bottom lane for a long time. And this top lane's tough to push because, you know, Hontrash player is camping here.
Yep. He's really farmed up. Tinker, with his boots of travel, will be looking to alleviate this problem, but still, Lozon, despite his difficulties in the start of the game, he does have his boots of travel now. After 11 minutes in, Hannah has a... Oh, he's going to be Juggernaut. He does have the Omni Slash, and he does get a Sprout off in time. The spin will end his life, and that's going to be net. Nope, not going to think about it at all. Miracle, not even going to bother. Last Baby picks up a free kill here, drums up, as well as the face boots up on the Juggernaut already.
I hate to say it this early, but the window for First Departure to have an easy time pushing is almost closed. They can still do a later game split push, but they drafted 4 pushing heroes, and they're not actually going to be able to push that early. At this point, the levels are there for Queen of Pain and Juggernaut to clear out incoming creep waves extremely quick. Let's say you push with all your treants, a couple Naga Siren illusions, and a set of creeps. Actually, bottom, there's action again. Yeah. No, I think he's okay. TFG's just gonna walk away from this. Juggernaut with the spin.
Come in for it. Sprouts up the last baby just goes to the spin, and the team.
Nice.
What happened out of that?
Spin to escape.
Yep, and you were
yeah, what I was saying is that's one Scream of Pain and 1 max rank Battle Fury, and your entire creep wave's gone. Actually, wow, Peloson, that was a mistake. Brand new Boots of Travel immediately dies.
Whoa.
That was a questionable TP. You really can't say anything about it except for that. He jumped in when Ling and Hontrash player were in vision with Winter. I mean, they didn't see Winter, but they didn't even need him.
Yeah, the thing about Peloson is, I think it's very affected in terms of morale. If he does bad in one game, and I guess he might be affected. I'm not sure if he does read the Twitch chat. I'm just gonna assume that he doesn't. But if he does, he won't be feeling too good about this. The Twitch chat has been hating on him all 3 games this entire night, and he has been missing a lot of RPs. So I mean, it's a cause to hate for the First Departure fans. But like I said, he is kind of... Oh, he's gonna TP again. It's gonna be a very, very bad TP. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger as well for Lozon. Going for the laser on Hontrash. thinks he can take him on, drops the level of March there. Ice Path gonna miss completely on contrast there, so very fast reflexes there from dodging the scripted Ice Path. So, like I said, Pelozon, I think he's affected in terms of morale. The first game he played decently well, but they got destroyed. And the second game he just airballed every single RP, and all those RPs he did land were not very spectacular themselves. So
yeah. That's interesting about his morale. I totally believe you. I have been puzzled by that in this series because Pelozon is actually an extremely individually talented player. First Departure in general are a team with very, very talented players. Miracle and Pelozon, I think, are both incredibly good players. There's a reason why Zenith went to them first for their stand-ins when they didn't have XY for a while. Like, they're very, very good, and unfortunately, it just hasn't been Pelozon's series of games here. He's not really on form, which is not to say that he's a bad player. He's just had a tough time.
And now 3 games in after a very long stall fest in game 2, he will be feeling tired. It is nearly 12. It's 11 p.m. here. Wait, let me check something. Did I mess something up? No, I didn't mess something up. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I think it's 11 there, right?
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. here, right. And I did hear a purge go out. Is there a purge out or anything? No, I heard a purge. I heard a purge go out. But anyway, yeah, it's 11 p.m. here, so he'll be feeling really tired at the end of this very long game 2. And with this lineup, they actually are set in for a very long game 3 as well. But it might be a long drawn death because you can't actually afford to stall up against an anti-mage. Anti-mage with the Battle Fury coming up to him very soon. Hontrash player is a very talented farmer knight, and right now you look at it, the last hits and denies spell very, very bad. Spell bad news for First Departure.
Yeah.
Normally you see Miracle just tagging behind the Hontrash player's farm, but now it's 92 for the Juggernaut. It's going to be an 83 for the Anti-Mage, 70 for the Solo Mage Queen of Pain, who has been ganking around.
Invis Rune. I think Scripted might be, Lobby might be dead again.
Yeah, Sonic Wave on him. Is that going to be? Nope. Yep, he's going to die. So Yuan Yuan going to be trapping him here. There is no mana on the Queen's Pain. He pops the 6 charges. He will have the blink. But here comes Naga Siren. Will get the trap. Get the trap. Get the trap. Yeah, he gets the trap. And there will be the drum charge as well. Ice Path goes out. This will be Yuan Yuan's death. 3 to 9 here is the favor for Departure versus MUFC.
It's a fine trade. That's actually a great trade because Queen of Pain is one of the top level people on the map. So that's extra levels, extra XP for Departure. By the way, Twitch is saying your mic is low again. Yeah, I think it might just be moving slowly away from your face. It happens to me too. Like, you sort of forget that you're holding it up, and then it, like, starts drifting away. Miracle, by the way, so deep, just trying to run this sort of subtle way. He does, of course, have the ultimate, so that's a pretty good get-out-of-jail-free mechanism. Yep. We do have Hontrash finishing up. He just finished Battle Fury, by the way. It was just delivered to him.
Oh, Pelozon. Gonna go down there. And Last Baby might actually pick up another kill on Hannah. He does have the face boost, he does have the drums, and this will be double kill for him. And they were the one diving. Ice Path gonna catch Last Baby. Last Baby does have a TP though. He might actually want to go for his Illuminate. Gonna healing ward. Gonna keep him alive. The boss can't even deal enough damage to him. And this is looking more and more horrible for them. Last Baby already picks up his Shadow Blade, so he's going to be sneaking up on even more heroes here. Miracle, his Naga Siren might not be able to stall this game. Koto does need the levels, he only has 2 points in Illuminate, and Queen of Pain will pick up Jakiro once again, so even more snowballing coming MUFC's way. 8,000 gold is the advantage here, and here comes the Lina. He wants to chase down Koto, but not going to get him.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, but they're okay with that. They can probably escape from here. The only one that they could maybe pick off is Ling, and it's a really bad idea when you have a level 11 Queen of Pain sitting right there, moving towards his Scythe of Vice. So he's still about 2,500 off, but he's going to get there. The thing is that they're getting so much more farm out of this map. You have a composition with Naga Siren, Nature's Prophet, Tinker, and Jakiro, and all 6 outer towers for the other team are up. That basically means your composition isn't working. And so Departure have to go to basically plan B, but the way that they drafted, there is no plan B. And there's a Roshan incoming for MUFC as well.
Yeah, they just happen to get the dire side advantage on game 3. It's just a rotation every game, and game 3 happens to be for them, and this is the deciding match. It is match point. MUFC will be getting the dire side advantage. We'll be sneaking this free Roshan for anti-mage here. Battle Fury's up on him already. No, they're gonna leave it there for the Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain.
Yep, he's the one been doing all the diving anyway. And Juggernaut does have the Shadow Blade to be getting in and out of trouble. Will be accidentally blocking this big camp for himself. So, gonna be farming up even more. If you look at the experience graph, it is obscene right now. 12,000 experience advantage here. And at this point, I see the First Departure, guys. This is not the grand final game 3 we were looking for. First Departure looked really strong. They 2-0'd Jonet yesterday. And made it look like child's play, actually. And now,
Yeah, I mean, MUFC are just looking so strong. FD tried to get clever. We talked at the beginning, Lysander, I think you pointed out first that FD's drafts tend to be predictable. They tried a less predictable draft here, and I almost feel that they should have just gone with the predictability. They went out of their comfort zone to try to peel this series back, and instead MUFC are looking even more commanding than they were in the first 2 games.
well, I wouldn't say to go out of their comfort zone. I've seen Miracle actually draft the Naga Siren, but rather I would say he went overboard with his pushing. I mean, yeah, it's cool. You get a Naga Siren, you get a Tinker, and then you go for Nature's Prophet. Well, there just isn't enough farm on the map for all you guys, all your heroes. And Koto needs some kind of levels as well. Jakiro and Koto doesn't really work that well, especially since you don't have something to set up the Jakiro Ice Path other than the End Snare. And Miracle getting picked off there early on did not help him at all. That level 1 death means you don't have a TP scroll. You miss out about 1.5 levels as you walk back to the fountain. Yeah. And
the first blood was bad. Yeah. Absolutely, and the first blood was excellent from MUFC. They like running that hyper-aggressive tri-lane and just winning in the laning phase, and First Departure should have seen it coming. I mean, the Shadow Demon Lina pick, along with Jug, presents a very strong tri-lane, and Departure didn't have an extremely strong off-laner to contest the anti-mage. I don't know, I feel that they made it a little hard for themselves in draft, and then of course MUFC playing their composition to the hilt. Good rotations from Winter, I mean, he was all over the place. The vision that they had, like when they had wards here, 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 and here, there was nowhere that Departure could go, even teleporting, even with Nature's Prophet Tinker. Wherever they went, MUFC were sure to follow. And all their core heroes got farm as well. The Queen of Pain, the Anti-Mage, and the Juggernaut. Actually mid, Hana is just going to blow up.
Just going to blow up. Yeah, Lina, they even give Lina... No, Queen of Pain will take the last hit there.
I'm a pain specialist.
But the thing is that right now the experience advantage as well as the goal is just too much for Departure to deal with actually. You have the Queen of Pain at level 13. Once she hits level... right now the burst damage is just too high. She can just one hit Keeper of the Light. It's not really them being weak players or anything. They just can't do anything. It's a hero limitation at this point. Last baby, Shadow Blade up on him, and Omni Slash up at level 2. So she, even now, Miracle being the hard carry, supposedly most farmed up here. Well, Tinker's the most farmed, but Naga Siren, the hard carry there, will be picked off there by just one singular hero. And you already see Shadow Demon Lina diving so hard on the Jakiro. Level 9 Lina, the Laguna Blade flying out and destroying the Jakiro in just one combo, just like that. 2-man killing squad. I said about this Lina, gonna be dropping the LSA, gonna be missing there. Purge goes out, Miracle, not enough to save the life of his teammate there. But Miracle will be purged up, can't chase on with the Hannah, tries to go in there. But here comes Anti-Mage, here comes Queen of Pain, and if they lose this fight...
There's the sleep.
Yeah,
they finally used it. It's been so long. We haven't even seen a sleep this game. Was this the first one? It might have been.
Yeah, it is the first one. And
it doesn't matter.
Really out of position here. And here comes the Omni Slash, gonna be dealing a lot of damage, followed by the spin. Hannah will go down, and Queen of Pain. At this point, I expect a GG actually. And if they do lose, they first team wipe here, they might have a GG. Queen of Pain top stages.
FD are just getting torn apart. I mean, they're trying. That was actually nice defensive play in that team fight. They did pick off. I think they got Ling, right? Yeah, they got Ling. But at this point, he has Blink. Blink Lina just gives them even more initiation capability. And it's just Winter and Ling traveling around doing whatever they want while all the carries farm. Like, they're just 3 people with just very, very effective farming capacity, and they're clearing out the creeps, pushing in the lanes. FD just unable to escape, really. Pelosan trying to find a little bit of area here. Blink Dagger for Jug. I like this. 10 seconds for that Mana Void, actually. Pelosan has to be careful. Okay, he's out. He's alright.
It's, at this point, I think this Blink Jug is just a mana Blink. Yes, pretty much just trolling. You usually won't go Blink on the Juggernaut. At least they're not getting 5 Dagon by, like IG did to Zenith.
Yes, that was a little bit humiliating, of course. But, oh no, Pelosan, why'd he come back?
He might actually get a pick off here on Yuan Yuan, but Yuan Yuan does get the blink away. Mana Void will end his life.
FCFC is fine. Shadow Blade, by the way, trouble for... Actually, Scripted doesn't get caught out, but oh no. Here we go.
Yes, the spin. Hannah doesn't run fast enough. This speed jump just a bit too quick, and Lobby might be the collateral as well.
Probably.
And a blink Lina like try away. Wow. The Laguna Blade. He just pops.
Nice Light Strike, by the way. Excellent Light Strike from Ling there. Ling is so good. This guy's really grown. MUFC, in my opinion, I've been talking about this with Gods, but there's still the question of sort of how good exactly are MUFC, because the only Tier 1 team they've been playing in the last couple of weeks is Orange, and they beat Orange every single time, but is it like, oh, is it just the Orange matchup, or are they good in all matchups? And I don't know, games like this, Lysander, I feel like I watch this and I'm thinking MUFC are really legitimate. Like, they work together as a team, they have good strategies and good execution.
Yeah, and I haven't been keeping up on the... Oh wait, we're gonna watch that first. Polozon, I mean, Scripted will be going down, Jakiro will drop. And last we're just gonna get a free pick off there, gonna be backing out, playing it safe despite their huge advantage here. You're gonna see the experience graph 25,000. But like I said, I'm not keeping too much focus on the international invites, but is MUFC one of the invited teams?
They are not one of the invited teams yet. So I actually personally think they will get an invite in the second set of invites, but I'm not 100% sure. They definitely don't have one yet. Maybe they'll have to play through qualifiers.
Yeah, but they do look really strong here, even if they do have to play up in the qualifiers. Like you said, they have individual plays. At this point,
he just died so fast.
It's pretty much just a pub storm at this point. This has been the...
Ooh, Roshan. He might get this. I think he has this. Nope.
He doesn't have this.
That's so sad.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough points in the rocket. But like I said, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, like you said, Ling, such talented players all around the map, and Queen of Pain, I've been seeing him. Yuan Yuan just manages to squeeze himself out of any kind of trouble, any kind of a jam.
Yeah.
And of course, Hon Trash player, this guy, he farms like a beast. He farms like Miracle, but he doesn't. He farms as well. I would say he's on par or even better than Miracle. Both of them are talented carries, granted, but Hon Trash player, he knows when to apply the aggression. Whereas Miracle, he's more of a more reserved kind of carry. He stays out of the fight. He allows his team to go 4v5 for a very long amount of time, and that kind of hurts them. And MUFC, they have talented players and they have a good general. That's what I feel makes them very strong. MUFC, a team to be looking out for. I think they did go against Zenith. They did go against Zenith recently, and they might have taken games off them. I'm not very sure about that.
I didn't see that particular series. Yeah, Orange. So they've beat Orange like 4 straight series. I didn't even see the lobby kill because I think Peloson... No, he's going to peel off. So FCFC doesn't get the kill on Peloson. They stunned TFG, but he's going to escape no problem. This is a Blink Dagger Juggernaut, so he can go anywhere he wants. I was going to say, the difference between Hontrash player and Miracle is like... I totally agree with you. There's more aggression coming out with the Han Trash player, and I think that's the Han experience, since Han is such a more go-for-the-kills like style of game, whereas Miracle is like the classic Dota carry. He's going to get farm and then join the fights. Yeah. We see him sometimes playing well on these sort of mid-game carries joining, but it's not the default, whereas I feel like Han Trash player, even his Faceless Void last game, he wanted to tussle, even before he had his items. He was always jumping in.
Yep. This guy, he puts the fun in anti-fun. He doesn't play anti-fun like he needs to be hide in the jungle. No, he just comes up after Battle Fury with the Tranquil Boost. He just beats you down regardless of attack speed or not. He just gets very aggressive.
I like the 1 point in Spell Shield, not leveling it. He's just not going to level it at all, just going to go straight stats for the massive damage. I don't care about Jakiro or Tinker damage. I'm just going to kill everybody. DD for Juggernaut, this is going to be huge.
This is
Actually, he doesn't have that much mana.
Yeah, but Anti-Mage gonna split up from the Mana Style, gonna dispel that Ice Path, and here comes the song. Gonna get his team out of trouble, I guess. Okay. Lozon, you should be blinking out
Ice Path.
I don't think they should be fighting this.
They
Ice
can.
Path, oh wow, the Counter Blast gonna be hitting just on time. Yuan will drop down, double kill for Miracle. Big pickup here, but here comes Ling. Ling tries to go for a snipe on the Scripted here. But the good Ice Path into the Macro Pyre, so that was a good song setup.
Yeah. The thing about their only real Song of the Siren combo is Illuminate and Ice Path Macropyre, but it's a significant combo because MUFC haven't really gone tanky at all. So if whoever you land it on will take a ton of damage, especially if they're constantly stunned. Even Juggernaut could just get stunned through that entire period of time. But Queen of Pain, you see her building BKB and probably Miracle again. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. There's no mana for TFG. He should get some mana.
And Miracle actually running the wrong way, so
yeah,
he's gonna die.
That was a
very nice jukes from Miracle. He will be getting out. Will be getting out. Will he get out? He will go for the TP. Last baby will walk right by him, and that was a sick juke. Oh, nice dodge disjoint there.
Nice.
So all the little things, Pelosa not getting in this game.
Big disjoint from Ling, honestly. He's had a good game.
Last baby, just
a little bit of call-outs.
We are, yeah. Ling, Miracle as well as Winter are good friends, so they will know each other's playstyles a lot.
Sick shit. They do agree with us. They are listening to the cast last enter, because I think that's how you characterize those jukes as well.
Yeah. Well, like the huge goal advantage, but still, don't want to be bringing this to a 4th game unnecessarily. Of course, we all enjoy more Dota, but I'm sorry you had to be...
Try to do something different. Now, the nice thing is Miracle has actually found a little bit of farm, so he was really struggling earlier, but now he's a little above 9k. He has 2,000.
That much of good.
Yeah.
I mean, Hex can't be Manta style anyway, and Sheldon,
Right.
the Soul Catcher, can be split with his own mirror image. So he doesn't have to.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's a long period of time, definitely.
Okay, the stream's back up. There are no more drop frames, so yep, guys,
Okay,
sorry
good.
about that. And we're back here. Stream will catch up in about 2 minutes. I'd better announce that.
Check. I love this Nature's Prophet-esque farming from Lina. Ling is on the high ground clearing out this creep wave. And meanwhile, you can just see if FD try to leave their base, Contrash player just says no. He just drops in a rank 3 Mana Void. Doesn't actually kill anybody, just like, don't leave your base. If you leave your base, I will murder you. And Ling just sitting here, acting as a ward and just farming this camp. This is hilarious to me.
At this point, I
He
think
is
they're
going
just having
Bloodstone,
fun.
by the way, on this Lina.
Yeah, they are just having fun.
Yep.
At this point. Well, if First Departure can come back from this, it would be amazing, but I don't like the here comes Shadowblade, Blink, Juggernaut, he's gonna go for a pick off here. His Follows on gonna be the nope, not gonna be a target. No one's showing their faces right now. And it's gonna be a Blink on the high ground. Is it a Blink on the high ground? Yeah, he was a Blink on the high ground looking for someone to Omni Slash. He does have the 12 slashes thanks to Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
And Vlad's does make him a lot more painful as well.
Oh, Vlad's is great. This is a great item. Frequently these days, Lysander, we see anti-mages actually building up Vlad's immediately after Battle Fury, but if you have a Juggernaut, it's much smarter to put it on the Jug. He's less farm dependent, and it gives anti-mage the same exact benefit that if it was on the anti-mage, basically. I mean, it gives him more than enough benefit. The lifesteal will be good. I mean, the armor is going to be not actually that important. This is primarily just the aura lifesteal and the bonus damage. And I don't know, I don't think FD can defend high ground. MUFC are being careful. Again, this is a pretty tactical team. They're not just gonna sort of dive unnecessarily when they already have a tremendous advantage. But I do think that sooner or later they should high ground. I think that's what they're doing now.
Top tower.
And I think the stream should be back up very soon. But this game looks to be going to a close here as Last Baby is banging the tower down. And he does blink in there and he does get the hex. And here comes the song, gonna be saving life. The Omni Slash not gonna be put up at all by the song. The 12 slash and spin. Instant spin. Well, that was an instant spin. He even avoided the song. That was really quick here. Yuan Yuan popped the BKB. And now Departure was trapped within the base. Now they're trapped within the well.
Radiant's mid tower
Right.
is getting the what for.
Now they're, yeah, I mean, now they've pushed them into the fountain. This is probably a free set of racks? I don't know. They still have people up. Meanwhile, just a little bit of split push coming out from Hontrash player. You actually see that the melee racks in the mid is almost down, in addition to the tier 3 almost down. But they actually get pushed out. I think FZFC trying to fountain farm with the BKB was slightly premature. Maybe if they had focused a little more on the Raxes, they could be more ahead now. But I'm quibbling. I mean, they have this game in the bag, and this is just frittering around the edges of how they decide to win.
Yeah, pretty much all these movements right now is just going by the book, just playing safe, not overextending. He will extend the time on this VOD, I guess. But the game,
yes, making the
game
VOD
very
long.
honestly, it was over by 15 minutes. But right now, gonna get a kill on Hannah. Still surprised to see the GG not called out.
There goes Radiant's
Let's see Dodo, Lysander. Come on, they're never gonna GG.
Yeah, well,
Mega creeps.
they are friends, so I guess they just want to be a little bit more mad at each other. Spend time in the game, throw a little bit of insults here and there. Expect that coming out. And
I don't know.
Miracle-
I don't think FD can defend this. Interesting position for TFG here, but his Omni Slash cooldown is up, so we're gonna see this Juggernaut go back in with the Omni, which they don't even. You could just see Hontrash player. He's just farming the buildings, like just farming structures. BKB up from FCFC, by the way.
Yeah, Macropire goes out, Ice Path catches too, and well, there's going to be a big kill here on Ling as well, but Omni Slash goes out in the back lines, a lot of hero dies. Pelozon will be coming back into this fight, so not giving it up just yet. 9-27, lost only one set of Rex, I say only. Anti-Mage is going to bring down another
Second set,
one.
yeah.
So here comes his heart, and at this point, I don't think anyone on Departure can take down Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage can
No.
down 5 right now. And here comes Miracle, gonna try anyway, goes for the song. There's going to be the Ice Path.
They
There's
can get
no
FCFC.
safe here and
Yeah, they got him.
And they got him
They
next.
can't get Hontrash. There's
Oh
no
my
way.
boy. And he gets trapped
Well-
in the Sprout. A little bit of a mistake there, preventing Naga from getting a few crucial hits. But wow, he's dropping very low here with the
Yeah, it's
Riptide,
okay.
dropping his mana. With the mana. Pelozon wants to tap out right now. He has enough. He's gonna go for the GG.
Dire's top tower.
The thing is, in the battle of people's mana, Naga Diffusal is good, but Anti-Mage Battle Fury, when people are clubbed up, is a little bit better. Miracle actually has very respectable damage now. He did go for the mana it was for the extra damage, and it was enough to kill Winter and Ling in the last fight, but not nearly enough to deal with Han Trash player. I mean, this anti-mage. This is not something you trifle with.
Well, if you just missed it over there, Winter did tell Miracle, now you know how it feels to pick anti-mage every day. And Miracle says, you pick AM before me this time. Anti-mage is a soft tribal with. Even with Peloson playing a second-rate game, you can call it, Miracle, his anti-mage team, Jonet in the second game yesterday, they were destroyed by Miracle's anti-mage. No competition there whatsoever. Miracle just split push, out-farmed them, and just ran it, destroying them with his
Miracle's AM is one of his best heroes, if not his best hero, in my opinion. He's really, really good.
That's why I always feel, I always flinch a little bit when he bans out anti-mage, so it's gonna be a 3-0 here in this GEST Grand Final. First departure, unable to get the best of MUFC, seems like superior general of Invasion Squad. Got to be taking out first departure here, the split push masters from Singapore. So, looks like defense is not always the best offense, it seems.
With this composition, really, you have Tinker and you have Tinker, Keeper of the Light, Naga Siren to Turtle, so your Turtle is fine, but just in general, you're never going to win on time, and that's what we saw. This game with any other heroes would have been over about 18 minutes ago, but they had such a good Turtle, such good wave clear and anti-push, that they were able to sort of turtle up into their tier 3s. But that's not enough. You can never win that way. And the fact that they weren't able to get any push going, the fact that MUFC had such a smart draft with plenty of wave clear and gank and laning presence and late game. I mean, MUFC's draft here was just so smart. It was really the complete package and had both the ability to counter FD's draft and the ability to also have their own game plan that they could advance.
Yep, that's right. And really, thanks a lot for joining me in this cast today. Vicramon, yes, Vicramon, really great. Unfortunately, it was a 3-0 stomp for MUFC. So you were in the third game, where it is the hardest stomp of all of them. And apparently, my frame rate has been dropping again. I'm not sure why XSplit decides to crash on me towards the end, but I think you guys can still hear our voices here. I'm really sorry you guys missed the GG. But here, anyway, really thanks for joining me, and big shout out to Dota Talk, Gigabyte, as well as Western Digital. MUFC win themselves 1,000 USD as well as 5 gaming headsets from our sponsors. So big shout out to them. Of course, First Departure do win $500 for themselves, as well as Steam wallets. If it's not sure, I'm not sure. Maybe a mouse as well. I think 5 mouses, gaming mouses as well. And also a big shout out to Beyond the Summit for letting me cast with them. It's really a big honor casting with such a big audience. And Vicramon, really thanks for having you here. If you like my cast, guys, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. Both of them are Lysander Sonora. Like me on Facebook, it really does help trying to get that page going. And of course, Vicramon, you want to plug yourself in?
Sure, yeah. People can check me out on my website or Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Basically, just Google my name, VYKROMOND. And you know, if you people aren't doing anything for the rest of the day, I think this is the end of the BTS2 cast, so you can join me in 35 minutes for the Losers Bracket Finals and Grand Finals of the Premier League over at twitch.tv/The Premier League. So I'm going to be casting for probably another 10 plus hours. So depending on how much you enjoyed this cast, feel free to join me for that. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much, Lysander. This was an absolute pleasure. I haven't casted with you before, but you're absolutely excellent. Your professionalism, top-notch. It's too bad we had a little bit of trouble with the stream, but yeah. I really appreciate the opportunity anyway.
Thanks a lot for those compliments there. And you guys, really big shout out to you guys. All of you guys, I think at one point there was 4,000 of you, so thank you all. I know it's very late here from wherever you may be, or very early in fact, but thank you all for joining us in the stream tonight. I will be playing a few more songs that you guys requested, but again, shout out to Vicramon. Do follow him on his Twitter as well, his website, like he mentioned earlier, and like me on my various social media. It does help. We will be closing the stream after a few song requests, and just be staying around to chat with you guys. Thank you, and good night. Have a great one. And of course, go join Vicramon on his next few casts.